Hello and welcome. My name is Bebot Gaming here, or Tyrone, and welcome to another video. It's been quite a bit of time since I've done anything on YouTube. I know, but I'm not going to get into why I haven't been doing YouTube. I just haven't been wanting to do YouTube. Simple as that. So, getting besides that and getting to what I want to talk about in this video, and that is 76 and their approach to the upcoming Wastelanders updates, and as well as private servers or private worlds and the Atomic Shop, which, oh boy, I have a little bit of a rant about the Atomic Shop. So moving into the actual article, what they said on Wastelanders, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but I'll kind of paraphrase it if anything. Basically, they've been saying they've been working really hard on the biggest free update for Fallout 76, and to basically make it the best it can be. More polish is needed, so they're going to delay it to Q1 of next year. So Q1, if I remember correctly, would be within the months of January, February, and March. So it got a little bit of competition if it tries to hit March, which I hope it doesn't. I hope it hits like February, late February, because in my opinion, they need that kind of time gap for not only Doom Eternal, but also for like, well, you got Cyberpunk coming out, you got what else? I think you have Animal Crossing and some other games as well coming out. Final Fantasy Remake. There's a lot of big games that are coming out within that time period that if they want the most attention they can get for this game, they're going to need a little bit of kind of laxing time lapse between those bigger games and whatnot, which I hope they do. Anyways, though, basically, they're going to add NPCs to the whole entire world of the Appalachia, which is awesome because, well, one of the biggest issues with 76 at this moment is simply that it kind of feels like a dead world. I mean, besides the other players in it and, well, obviously the enemy mobs around the whole map and everything, it does feel like a dead world that every time you get a quest is saying that you got to find this person, do this thing or whatnot, you ultimately know the end answer of what's going to happen. Oh, they're dead and they're just going to leave one more holotape for you. It's a little dumb, in my opinion, how they handled a lot of the quests in the beginning of 76 when it first came out, and I still to this day feel like one of the biggest mistakes was releasing this game as it was, very unfinished, unpolished, and without the actual, actual things of what Fallout fans would want: story, dialogue, and choices. That's what we want. That's what we want in a Fallout game, and it seems like it's such a simple thing. I know it sounds like a simple thing, but I know it can be pretty complex and everything like that, and it can kind of sometimes you can have differing opinions on whether or not a story in a particular Fallout game was good or bad. But putting that aside, though, at least those games have those type of choices and those type of scenarios that you can actually play through and explore and, well, look at. And when you don't have them in a Fallout game, it literally leaves to a dead world in which Appalachia feels like a fucking dead wasteland. Which, for the most part, I would get if this is like one of those regions where it would make sense to have no NPCs there. But we're all here filling it out with not only outside the vault, but also there was also previous groups and NPCs here. Just only a couple weeks, I think, before we exited outside the vault. So it's kind of annoying to see that we just missed them, and a little annoying on that forefront. But they do show some images about what's upcoming with the Wastelanders. You see, some images of the Raiders, some people in a bar, showing the what do you call it, the satellite crash site, or the space station crash site. Some more Raiders talking with some NPCs, and the Wendigo monster, the Wendigo Colossus, as it's called, if I remember correctly, which looks more aligned to some of the older Fallouts, which I really enjoy that design. I just want to emphasize, I really enjoy how they're trying to add some old things back in from the original Fallouts that would be within this time period anyways. Like, it only makes sense and everything like that. Lore problems aside, I really like the designs. I really like what they're going to do here with some of these things, and I hope they add some older creatures within Fallout, like some of the floaters, some of the more disgusting things like the centaurs, a lot more grotesque FEV type of subjects that we've seen within previous Fallouts. I'd love to see them in Fallout 76, as I think that just adds more variety to the enemies, adds more of that kind of Fallout feel in the first place. because a lot of the creatures within 76 are more cryptid based, and they're more in the line of fairy tale and fantasy than they are of what was actually based within the Fallout universe, which I don't mind because it adds a lot more variety, and a lot of these creatures look fucking cool in their design. But it'd really help if they would actually try to add some of the more original content that was created for these games in the first place, which I hope they do. But Wastelanders is looking to be a good update. I'm glad that they're pushing it back to polish it and hopefully make it better, which they need to do that. We need to do that, and I was actually going to be kind of afraid if they released it in November, because the performance of the game is still horrendous right now. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's playable. You can play it if you have a decent PC. My PC can run it. I have a 1060 in there. And I have like a Ryzen, I totally forgot, I think it's the 1600X or something like that. I kind of forgot my processor, but you know, I can run it pretty well. It runs at 60 FPS most of the time, but has some fucking hitches. Obviously, when I'm having a lot of the NPC battles, or like battles between creatures and stuff like that, and actually doing group activities, it kind of has a lot of frame rate drop. But you put that aside though, the game has a lot of optimization issues that needs to be fixed, and I'm glad that they're trying to do that. So yeah. Alright, so private worlds are coming soon. Private worlds are coming pretty soon. They're launching next week from when this article came out. I'm reading it pretty late. I think the Friday. I'm reading it the Friday after the article comes out on every Thursday, if I remember correctly. And basically you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to play in your own private servers, but, well, you're going to be paying for those private servers. You can pay for those services, and you can actually... This is where I got a little bit of an issue. Alright. They've been talking about private servers for a while, and it's kind of been under suspicion from us and as the community whether or not we're going to have to pay for these, and now it sort of confirms that. Well, what about the pricing for this? They didn't say, which gets me a little bit more suspicious. You'd think that if it's coming out next week, you would give out the pricing of it, give people the heads up so they'll be able to purchase and start doing it as soon as it comes out. But instead, they don't have any pricing on it, which makes me scratch my head and makes me a little bit suspicious, if you know what I mean. But I'm hoping that Bethesda won't be completely a fucking idiot and make the pricing of these servers too high, but I almost have little to no faith in that, and I almost feel like they're gonna have some absurd pricing, like $10 to $20 a month for these servers, and for a year you get to pay like up to $60 or something like that. Something absurd like that I can see happening, and I would not like that to happen. I'd like them to be kind of cheap. As, let's be real, this game is not very optimized that very well. This game still has a lot of issues, a lot of missing features and quality of life things that just need to be added within the game. And until they actually add those things in the game and actually add the ability for you able to mod these servers in the future, I don't think they can justify a high price tag for these private servers. But if they try to, oh boy, I'm gonna have a video out. But anyways, moving on from that though to finally the challenges, Atoms, and the Atomic Shop, and you. And oh my god. Now I'm going to read a little bit this verbatim because it is the most tone-deaf statement I've ever heard from Bethesda. I mean, besides them doing some tone-deaf stuff already, this is about takes a cake here within 76's history, in my opinion, because of the amount of bullshit I read off of this article. So, reading into it verbatim. We love that there are so many types of players within Fallout 76, and one of our primary goals is to reward everyone, no matter how you play. This includes our approach to earning atoms through challenges and the types of items to unlock through the Atomic Shop. Our approach to these items at launch were to keep them purely cosmetic. And there was quotes from Pete Hines saying that they were just going to be cosmetic only. We already know how that went. But after looking at all the data, it became clear that the consistent delivery of content that keeps Fallout 76 fresh and exciting for all, we need to rethink our approach to the Atomic Shop. While we had many ideas on what to add to the Atomic Shop, one of the ways was the direct result of the community's feedback. We've heard from many of you who wanted items with some real utility. Starting in April, we will begin adding items such as repair kits, scrap kits. Starting in April, we began to add adding items such as repair kits, scrap kits, and the collection station, and a working refrigerator. These have since become the most popular category in the Atomic Shop. We were also working on all the previous announced items and new cosmetic categories. We want to create an Atomic Shop experience where players feel good about spending their hard-earned atoms to make the system more fun, engaging for all players. We plan on reworking parts of the challenge and reward system next year to be more clear, fun, more impactful for all players. Of course, players can buy atoms, and we are careful with everything we add not to upset the game balance. Our main objective is to avoid the situation where players can spend money to gain a competitive advantage or make the game worse for other players. Even more so, we want systems that allow players who do choose to buy atoms to make the game better for others, not them just themselves. With these principles in mind, we make careful decisions about the items we offer to keep it fair for everyone. Holy shit, that is the most tone-deaf fucking thing I've ever read in a while, man. It's been a while since I've heard anything like that, but goddamn, man, that's some stupid shit, Bethesda. Like, goddamn. Now, I may be reading into this too much, but you gotta excuse my faith a little. You gotta excuse my faith, Arthur. You gotta excuse it because of the fact that you've treated this game like utter shit. You literally marketed it like it was gonna be such an amazing experience at launch when you obviously knew this game was fucking unfinished. Not only that, though, you have gimped the players in the beginning when you changed the challenges for the beginning players to do that, as they said, oh, we need to give them more items that can actually help them in the beginning hours of the game instead of atoms, which can be less useful. But I would argue and say, then why don't you add them both then? Why don't you give us items and atoms at the same time for the beginning, but then later on, instead of giving us items, cut off the items and now just give them atoms? It only makes sense. That's like a little change that you guys can do, but is there like some kind of system inside your video game that cannot allow you to do that, to give out two items, reward the player with two different type of things at once? I would argue and say fuck no. There's a lot of the game gives you a multiple amount of items and stuff like that on screen when you complete certain events and quests and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like I'm scratching my head about that and saying, why do you think this is an okay thing to change that? And not only that, now, why do you think just because the data, which I won't argue if it's data, I won't argue with this because I'm gonna say right now, they probably are the most popular items in the Atomic Shop. But you know why? It's because they actually fucking changed the game. They actually do something functionally different. All right, the refrigerator allows you to save food, so then your food doesn't spoil. That's really fucking useful, especially when they added the refrigerator in. Remember, there was a bug, quote unquote, that basically made food spoil hella quickly. So it only made sense to add a refrigerator. That's why people were complaining about that stuff. It feels like you artificially change things to make to kind of almost lead us into this pathway of going through the Atomic Shop. It almost feels like that. You can call it a conspiracy, you can call it whatever you want, but it almost really feels like that when you're not doing the things that actually players want. Like, why can't the refrigerator be free for everyone to use? Why can't you earn it in game, but also buy it later on for skins and everything like that, like you're already doing? You can buy different skins for the refrigerator, but why can't you just actually earn the base one and then earn skins in the Atomic Shop and all this other bullshit? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, man. Like, I don't get it, man. There's a lot of ways you can handle this and approach this, but how they're doing it, and in particular, in my opinion, it just reeks of bullshit, in my opinion. Especially in how I read that. It just felt like it was tone deaf as a motherfucker. And honestly, I'm only being this way and I'm only getting this angry about this and ranting about this so much is because I care about this game and its health and its player base and what it actually should be. We shouldn't be submitted to these goddamn microtransactions so much in a $60 game. I mean, yeah, probably now it's like finally half off and everything like that now, but still, for a while there, I think up to like a couple months ago, they were selling it at $60 still. So in my opinion, when you're having these items that do change, they do change how you play. They do change how you interact with the world. Like, all right, now I got a refrigerator. I'll go back and store some food and everything like that for the next time I play. All right, now I got this this collector station, the Collectortron station and everything like that. I'll have him go out and collect a bunch of scrap for me and everything like that, and specific items for me and everything like that. It literally takes out the fundamentals of the game and what you're actually doing when you were grinding the game at the beginning of the game. It does. And I remember that because I remember going out of my way to find scrap, to go find adhesive, go find all these type of parts so I can, actually, make some parts, make some weapons, and actually level up my blueprint schematics and everything like that. I remember that grind intensively. I do remember it. And it's really irritating to see that they are being so tone deaf with how they announce this and how they talk about it, like as we want this. Like, of course, the data is going to say yes, the atomic shop and these items are the most popular because they actually do something. They actually change some things. And that's the irritating thing about this, is that they don't think that they're game changing enough, but they are, in my opinion. They really are. And we literally gave Bethesda those little tiptoe steps with these utility items, and now they're full blown. I feel like going to be doing some more shit that's going to change the game even further. Like, why can't the base versions of some of these items be available in the game and whatnot? Like, why can't they do that? And why can't they instead add just more skins and cosmetic stuff? Why does it have to be all this utility bullshit? It just doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't make sense, man. This isn't a free-to-play game, so they shouldn't be doing that in the fucking first place. This is a $60 game. Or $30 game, whatever the price might be now. That's my irritation with this and how tone deaf it feels coming from these guys. I feel like straight up, they got some issues. They got some issues, man. It feels like they're trying to really ignore a lot of the feedback. Like ZeniMax, I don't know, man. Just what the fuck's wrong with you guys? I don't know. All right. Enough of the rant shit. I know I'm like going really long on this part on the rant stuff on the atomic shop, but I really just had to get it off my chest because it's been kind of swelling for the last months. And since I haven't done a video, I figured I'd pour it all into this. Moving on to that, though, to the remainder of 2019 and beyond. So basically, they said that they're gonna, since they're pushing Wastelanders up, allows them to deliver a lot of these fixes by the end of the year, which I'm glad. I'm hoping a lot of this stuff will be kind of fixed. A lot of the bugs, a lot of the things that have been just really in the game since nearly day one that are still here can be finally fixed. A lot of frame rate issues that can be fixed. A lot of things just hopefully can be fixed and basically allow us to actually play the game a lot more efficiently, a lot more better, so we can actually be a little bit more reassured that if this big update comes out, we're going to see better performance. We're going to see not only that, NPCs, more quests, a better story, all this stuff. Hopefully we're going to be seeing it all come out at once. And if that's true, great. That's awesome. This adds and emphasizes that the fact that they're trying to fix the game. And I'm glad that they delayed the update. Don't get me wrong. I'm really glad that they did that. Yeah, disappointing in the short term, but in the long term, I'd rather have them delay that update up till they feel like it's absolutely ready. I'm confident in them in that point, especially since they said they're going to delay it. I'm glad they did that. What I'm not confident about is obviously the atomic shop. They really are tone deaf on that. But for the most part, I think that with this update and of them giving this type of ordeal and talking about the Wastelanders and everything like that, I'm excited. I'm excited for Wastelanders. I want to play it. I can't wait to play it. But they first need to fix the game, and I'm glad they're getting to that too. But hopefully they'll fix most of the things by the end of the year or to the beginning of next year as well. And I'm just not excited for the atomic shop and how they're going to possibly rework and handle that. Unless they're adding more challenges, a lot more repeatable challenges that reward you a lot more, and they fix a lot of things and just emphasize. Basically, they got to fix the game and do a lot more things for the game before they can even talk about monetization, man. Like, they really do need to do that. Like, it feels so tone deaf. I'm not gonna lie. It just feels so irritating hearing that statement from them, hearing reading that part of the article. Just, whew, just, oh man, it just made me like, what the hell is wrong with these people? But anyways, though, with all that said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's a pretty long one, I know, nearly 20 minutes long and everything like that. But I had to get this all off my system in this video, especially talking about this. In my opinion, it's awesome that they're gonna be pushing it back and they're gonna be fixing the game. But oh my god, the Atomic Shop stuff just irritates me and infuriates me, because it's like, come on, man, come on, be real with yourself. And they're not being real with themselves. They're being kind of they're kind of bouncing around the topic and not really being truthful about what actually is okay and not okay. And it feels like they think adding more things to the Atomic Shop and emphasizing more things on it's just like, come on. But anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I know it's a long one. I know kind of ranty and everything like that, and it's been my first commentary since I've been back on YouTube and everything, so it might be a little rusty. But after a couple more videos, I think I'll be better at it and everything like that. So with all that said, I hope you guys enjoy. My name is Be Gaming here with Tyrone, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.